The Biden campaign yesterday tweeted out this video amid his 10-hour train tour through western Pennsylvania yesterday. The stop in Greensburg is notable as it is the county seat of Westmoreland County. And as the Cook Political Report's David Wasserman points out, if you were to subtract all 2016 votes from Westmoreland County, Macomb County in Michigan, and Waukesha County in Wisconsin, Hillary Clinton would be president today. It is some of the most valuable real estate on the political map, and Biden is hitting it in a way Clinton didn't. Trump carried Westmoreland County by 31 points over Clinton in 2016. Let's bring in White House reporter for the Associated Press, Jonathan Lemire. Jonathan, the crowd looked good. Saw a lot of masks, by the way, but Biden getting a pretty warm welcome after that debate.
That's right, Mika. First of all, this is Joe Biden's return to his natural habitat, a train, and also to retail politicking. This is the sort of thing that we haven't seen much of him do since the pandemic arrived in the United States in March. We know what a retail politician he is and how much he loves these interactions with voters. But this is strategic where he went, of course, leaving the debate city, Cleveland, heading through Ohio and into western Pennsylvania. And Westmoreland County is one of those places that looms large this November. It's a county that I know well. My wife's family is from out there. It is a rural county to the east of Pittsburgh, where Republicans have really run up the score in recent years. And just as a note, in 2008, John McCain won it with 57% of the vote. Donald Trump got that up to all the way to 64%. That's a 7-point swing between 2008 and 2016, and 14,000 more votes. And that is where the Trump campaign is looking to do even better this time around. They know they're going to have trouble, deep trouble, in the cities of Pittsburgh and Philadelphia, and they know right now they're losing support. Biden is gaining support in the suburbs, particularly around Philadelphia. So the Trump campaign, they therefore, to offset that, need to do better in these rural counties. That's their whole plan, the sort of red T in Pennsylvania, the central part of the state, the northern part of the state. They need to find new voters there. And Biden, heading into those sort of counties, into those rural counties, if he can offset those margins, that bodes well for him in November.
Well, and Jonathan, we always talk about the suburbs of Philly, but right now in the most recent polls we've seen, Joe Biden is outperforming past Democratic candidates significantly in the suburbs of Pittsburgh, in western Pennsylvania. I mean, that is the entire race. We've talked about Wisconsin, we've talked about Michigan and Florida, but this entire race may be determined the western half of Pennsylvania.
You're right, Joe, and you and I have talked about this, and I wrote in the last week or so about how both campaigns feel that Pennsylvania may be the Electoral College tipping point state this time around, or investing heavily in it. The president's been there repeatedly in recent weeks because his electoral map doesn't work without it. If he can't keep Wisconsin, because he needs one of those three, the Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania trio, for a long time they thought Wisconsin was that state. Wisconsin's slipping away from them, it would appear. And if they lose especially if they lose Arizona, too, their focus has to be in Pennsylvania. But those County and Westmoreland County, which is representative of so much of Pennsylvania, is filled with a lot of white working-class union voters, the kind of voters that Joe Biden is uniquely appealed to win back, the kind of voters where Donald Trump did very well in 2016, the kind of voters that seem to be breaking away in a lot of parts of the country from Democrats, certainly those that Hillary Clinton had her struggles winning. Biden, though, this is his native state, of course, let's remember, and he is recognized, his campaign recognized, and that's why we had this train itinerary yesterday, that those are the kind of voters he can win back. And if he picks off enough of them to prevent their continued move to the Republicans, to Trump, then Trump's going to have real trouble as Biden continues to do better than ever in these suburban areas around the big cities in the state.
Hey, Jonathan, let me ask you about the debate 2 nights ago and how the White House is feeling about it. We had Carol Lee with some reporting. We've seen other reporting that said advisors were upset about it, that they thought it didn't go well. I read one quote in a different report that made me laugh where they said, we're going to try to get him to change for the second debate. 74-year-old Donald Trump is going to change by the next debate. Good luck with that. But how are they feeling about how it went, particularly about the Proud Boys moment? And do they actually think they can take a different approach in the second debate? Or is this who he is, who he's always been, and how he's going to conduct himself?
Donald Trump is not going to change. At most, it is a moderation around the edges. But he is who he is. And in fact, he's even more seemingly committed to just this sort of line of attack. He told advisors the days before the election, even though there were some who wanted him to try to take a little more positive approach, to more selling his accomplishments rather than just be on the all-out assault against Biden, he told them no. He said this was his moment to go after Biden, to, quote, expose him for who he is to the American people. There is some regret. I agree with Carol's reporting in the Trump camp that Trump just didn't let Biden talk more. They felt that Biden, they believe Biden was only okay the other night. And if he had had more ability to talk, he would have gotten himself in more trouble. But he wasn't able to do so because Trump kept interrupting him, kept hectoring him, kept badgering him. So that is something they hope the president will do a little less of next time around. But the headline, in a chaotic debate, the ugliest one we've probably ever seen on the general election stage, the headline is indeed the Proud Boys. And we saw the president try to walk that back yesterday on the White House lawn, sort of. He while doing so, he made sure to link, even though he finally said to the Proud Boys, stand down, he reserved more of his anger for Antifa. Again, almost with the both sides construction that we saw him do in Charlottesville. And I think that is something that even now Republicans are worried is going to loom over his campaign, but also potentially Senate campaigns here in the final 5 weeks.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.